Well, hello again. I figured we could check out a few more things. Let's pan in right here and see. Back to the impact crater in northeastern Marshall County, Mississippi. And this is the center point for the entire Mississippi embayment. Right here. In northeastern Marshall County, Mississippi. And if you pan out, you see that that's the entire Mississippi embayment. It was resurfaced on this date, December 16, 1811, and it sent tsunamis over all of Central America, taking the lives of millions of people instantly, impacting with so much force to send the entire North American plate further up onto Juan de Fuca, shutting off the channel between the island of California, deforming the Great Lakes, forming the Florida Keys, and expanding the Caribbean Sea all at once. And so if you see how you can push South America up from here and reattach it to here, see that? You pivot South America back up, enclosing this and eliminating the Caribbean Sea. And that'll show you that the eastern rim of the Americas, see, this goes way up there. And this is the eastern rim. And see if I can pan out a little further here. You see what I'm saying? And then you bring this up, and it matches with this. See, once you eliminate the Caribbean Sea, this eastern rim is actually the western rim of this impact crater. The impact at the Mid-Atlantic Ridge is the depth that the moon hit 13,000 years ago. And it swiveled the entire African continent, a compressional boundary, slamming India into Eurasia, forming the Himalayas and Tibetan Plateau. See all this? And this is from tectonic rebound. See, it slammed it into it when it was Mediterranean Sea was wide open. And it formed the Black Sea, the Mediterranean Sea. And it slammed Africa, the entire continent. And that swiveled Australia off to the east. See it? And it appears it lost Antarctica during tectonic rebound on the way back. And so this is not Pangea, but this is what it looked like when the moon impacted. And this is the arc at the Mid-Atlantic Ridge that fits with this side of South America as you swivel the entire continent, South American continent, up to eliminate the Caribbean Sea. And then you bring them back down to match this arc at the Mid-Atlantic Ridge is where the moon split Pangaea 13,000 years ago at the Younger Dryas boundary. And there is overwhelming amounts of evidence for this. So that's why Lake Titicaca is 12,500 feet up in the Andes with saltwater and seahorses. And that's why there's melted quartzite statues at Tunis. And that's why all the cities are where they're at, buried where they're at. Well, that, and then when the continents had drifted to about where they are right now, about 10,500 years ago, a comet slammed into the Hudson Bay, and it sent Greenland on top of Hyperborea, flooding over Lemuria, which is over here. Lemuria is way over here, and the English Channel flooded in, and Beringia, and it flooded into the Mediterranean. Was a basin, and the Black Sea was a basin at the time, and it flooded over those too as well, brought in another mass accretion, mass extinction event, and that's what actually reset the dynamo. So after the moon impacted, the Mediterranean Sea was attempting to keep up with the Maria. The two impact sites had a much higher iron content, highly magnetic, and so the sun was actually rising in the west, and the moon was traveling on the one side. And that's when we have our ancient texts, they talk about a time without a moon, and that's from the little people of the early Holocene. And so that was causing the creatures to get magnificent size on one side of the planet and minute on the other, and it's just genetic mutations were to extreme until, like I said, the comet hit and it released the impact sites. And up until this point, there was no winds, no weather, no climate until the comet impacted, and all of a sudden, major amounts of tidal motion and increased the liquid metal jet streams, and it reset the dynamo and forced the giants to integrate with the dwarfs. And so that's what actually occurred when the comet hit, and that's actually the story of Noah. And then there were many passing comets, disasters, different scale, all kinds of wars, plagues, famine throughout the years. Many thousands of years passed by, and there were many great tribes of giants and dwarfs and all kinds of, just a wild mix all through the years until, like I said, this passing sun grazer, C1811F1, made a close pass in late 1811, early 1812, and produced a serial impact. And meteors were impacting all over the globe. And it's one that impacted right here on December 16, 1811. That's the one that changed everything. It washed over all of Central America, and it's flooded over everything. But I believe the passing of this comet may be the formation process for the Carolina Bays, Wetumpka, Woodblue, Middlesboro, Beringer in Arizona, and the Kilmichael structure just below this one. Like I said, in northeastern Marshall County, Mississippi, that's the center point for the entire Mississippi embayment. And this is most of our history, most of our sciences, all from impact physics and shock dynamics events. And this is the way to study it and to learn and understand what had actually occurred, because we lost a lot of sciences and a lot of history on this date, and we still haven't recovered. And ever since, about 100 years later, Nikola Tesla tries to attempt to bring some of this technology back, and J.P. Morgan tells him, if you can't put a meter on it, we don't want it. And so we've been operating off the wrong energy sources ever since, paying for kilowatt hours, miles per gallon, BTUs ever since. So we have to go back, and we have to use this chemical reaction, kinetic induction, mercury vortex, and a sulfur salt frequency quartz, and it's in everything. And that's what the pyramids actually are, our true energy source. And if we don't go back to use them, our children just do not stand a chance. So what do you think my chances are? Getting one pyramid lit up before I leave, huh? Anyway, thank you so much for your time.